Alright guys, welcome back. This is Raiden here. So this is the video I was talking about. This is more of an explanation about the deck. I'm gonna pretty much go into detail about why I chose the cards I did and how they interact with other people's cards and the cards within the deck, and give you maybe one or two combos to kind of explain how you can go about using this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're being consistent this year, and I'm gonna be uploading a lot of content. This is just a hobby of mine. So I'm not really gonna upload that much Yu-Gi-Oh content, mainly like gaming and icebergs, which is what I really want to get into. I have a lot of content lined up for that, but I'm going to a locals tomorrow, so this is just something I'm doing out of like my own personal excitement. So let's get into the video. So as I mentioned in the other previous video, we're gonna talk about Shadow's Light for a minute because one, this is not that popular of a card. I don't see many people using it. So for that reason, I kind of want to go into why I do. So it has two effects. It's a lot of card text, so don't worry about that. But it has two effects. The first effect is its special summons from the deck. So I'll give you an example, so we can so you'll know where my head's at with this one. We'll just use this one card. You don't need any other example. Like I described before, most people are going to negate this card because they know what it does and they know what it can do. Most of how Yu-Gi-Oh works is based off of muscle memory. The game is going to go slower usually when you're playing cards that no one knows because they don't have the time to read your card, and they most time don't want to. It's pretty much doesn't negate. Is it unaffected by cards? So, but everyone knows what this does. So they see it, they automatically get an Baylor, impermanence. It hits you with an impermanence if you're going first. So I almost expect the mindset you need to have with this deck is expect your cards to get negated. All right. So if you play this, then hit it with whatever. And then this is where Shadow's Light comes in. You hit your copy of Shadow's Light. Now, I'm going to give you two interactions for this. Alright? So this is the other card in your hand. Let's say this is your hand right here. You open with this, a Shadow's Light, and Dark Worm. This is an incredibly powerful hand. It's like really, this is the optimal hand. Like, this is everything you need. You can swap out Dark Worm because I described to you before you don't want to normal this. So pretend this is not here. But generally you don't want to normal summon this. But let's just say for whatever reason, you normal summon this. And then they negate it. As you do, you hit them with the Shadow's Light. Right? So what Shadow's Light is going to do is if there's no interaction from this point on, it will special summon a light level 4 dragon from the deck. So it must meet the requirements of being the same type and attribute. So a dragon and then a level 4. Same level, same type, just different, different attribute. Something like that. The same, different type or same type but different attribute. So it's dark. So this is dark, this has to be light. And then now you have a second body on the field, and then this hits the grave. Right? You banish it, and now you can normal summon. So you normal summon this, negate it. You special this, and then you take your Skull Crobat Joker, you normal it, and then you could continue as normal. This you draw into this, or if it's already in your hand, you could draw into another one, or you could search another one, and then I'll show you a full combo what that does later. But that's what the card does when there's no interaction. If they negate the first effect, so you target this to special summon this from the deck, and they negate that because they probably will. I mean, if they have a card, they'll get an option for it. Let's say negate that, they think this card's done. No, banish it, and then you can still summon your Skull Crobat Joker, and you can either search this, which you really wouldn't need to, or you can search this, and then you can continue to play. That is why I can't stress this enough. It is imperative that you play these cards. For that reason alone. It will save your hand. It transforms dead hands into full combos on its own by itself. One of these and one of these, or, one of these and one of these, because remember, we're running that Wisdom Eye as a target for him. So, hit that's a dark. This is a level 4 spellcaster, but he's light. So, same deal, same interaction, same mentality behind the card. So, just play the card. Like, if you don't want to run this many spells, that's fine. But this card is good early game. It's good mid game. It will save you on an end game. Maybe if you're just not going so well and you want to start your combos. I've summoned ZARC with this turn 3, turn 4. The game was kind of slow. I was on the verge, and I've turned games around with this because of the double effect. You might need that extra normal summon. You might need that extra body. I also want to branch off of that and explain how this deck works. So I know pendulums are really confusing to a lot of people. A lot of people don't like pendulums. There's plenty of videos as to why. I'm not going to go too deep into that. The basics is just a lot of card text. They're kind of confusing. The mechanic is really confusing. If you don't love pendulums, don't play them. I'm going to just be honest with you. It's a lot to learn. It's a lot to remember. The interactions can get really wonky really fast. So if you're not comfortable with something like that, the high complexity might not be for you. And I would suggest, use something easier, man. Just don't do it to yourself. You don't want to just die and then you didn't know what the deck was supposed to do anyway. So, but the main idea for the deck is you want to kind of, because I explained this in my other video, but I really want to stress this because I won't make a lot of these videos, but every now and again I'll update you guys on what I'm playing because it's a hobby of mine and I just love to do it. The point is to get her out, right? You want to summon her. She needs one monster and a pendulum monster, right? When she comes out, you must pendulum summon after you summon her, and she will negate the effects of all monsters you have on your side of the field, including your pendulum scales. So if you don't use her effect, now your field is pretty much dead. If you pendulum summon before you use her, she will still lock you, and you can't pendulum summon. So it's going to stay locked until your turn ends. So the problem with that is we lost Electrolyte. Rest in we're never going to get him back because of her. So Electromite's gone. So this is your hand. That's your hand, right? You open with this. The ideal plan for this is graveyard. Send him to the graveyard. Special summon that. Let's just pretend you searched that. Put this with the scale. He's going to destroy himself for this. Then you could normal summon this. Now it's okay to normal summon. You use your normal summon and you special. Ideally, a lot of the times I'll draw into 2 of these and I won't ever have to normal summon. But if it happens, it happens. It's okay. This must happen. You have to get 2 bodies on the field without having to pendulum summon. If you don't do that, your chances of winning are immediately cut by half. Not 20%, 50%. There's like a 50% chance you'll lose because you can't combo too much into that. So, yeah, it kind of screws you. It puts you at a big disadvantage, I would say. It's really rough. And it's just a bad situation to be in. So, that's why you need this. Because this will save you. So that's Shadow's Light. I'll probably never not run this card in Pendulums. I kind of wanted to go into detail with this a little bit. It summons ZARC. What I mean by summoning ZARC the traditional way, for those who don't know, There's a new way to summon ZARC using the Pendulum Magicians. They act as dragons, but you can't do that with this. So you have to summon ZARC using these guys. Odd Eyes, Pendulum Dragon. I mean, that's the traditional way to summon ZARC. You would search them. Special back in the day, you had to special summon these cards on the field. Like there were ways to cheat them out, but it was just it's crazy. You know. Now you have 2 card ZARC. You need this, and then you need the white astrograph. So you know what I mean? Like it's just better, man. And it's crazy. Well, the white one is not better. The black astrograph is actually better. But the white one is actually that's debatable. That's debatable. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even say that no more because of how much the other one does. I don't know, but we'll just go ahead and say black astrograph is still better. You know. But yeah, that's what this card does. It's just a 1 card ZARC. It doesn't get any deeper than that. That's pretty much what he does. And I kind of want to go into. There's another card in here I want to explain. It's escaping me right now, but it might be. Was it a few? Okay, here we go. So I want to explain Time Pentagraph because this card is a silent killer for 2 reasons. One, again, most people don't know about it, and 2, it has an interaction where it can send a card to the graveyard. Wording in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very important. Because it can be the difference between you destroying a monster or getting rid of one without knowing why. So we're going to describe. This is going to be kind of tricky, so follow me. I'm going to do the best I can to describe this in as simple terms as I can. Because this I've had problems with this. People called the judge on me when I did this because you can't do that. Yes, you can. It sends to the graveyard. And this card can kill him, and I'm going to tell you why. So, he cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect, right? So listen to the wording. He cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. Now watch. This card is played. You activate this card. You kind of want to have him there, right? You activate that. This is in your scales. You activate that. This is on your scale. Right? So you have it on your, just pretend this is your pendulum scale. This is in your spell and trap zone. This is their monster zone, right? Whatever. Just pretend it's your spell and trap zone. So you activate this. This card will target this card. And then it would target another card on the field to destroy. So let's say you target this card to destroy it. Now, if the card it targets does not get destroyed, it can then send a card to the graveyard. In order for that interaction to exist, there's a couple of different ways, but I'll only explain 2. 1, when he targets this card to destroy it, because you have to target 2 cards, right? So he targets this card, and then it will destroy another one. You tribute it pretty much. When he goes to destroy this card, Time Star can send a magician card to the graveyard instead, or a spellcaster to the graveyard instead. Droll this. They send it to the graveyard, and because this was not destroyed, this card can then send a card to the graveyard. Not destroy, send, meaning he would die. You can send him to the graveyard instead of destroying him. This card has single-handedly won me so many. It kills Dragoon. It could kill anything. Because unless the card says unaffected by card effects, then you're screwed. Most cards don't say that. So this card is your one wing savior against cards that can't be targeted or cards that can't be destroyed really, which is like if I'm fighting a deck and they're mirroring me, or I'm buying someone and they summon this and I had this in the field, I'm not worried. They're gonna negate it. They can't negate this because it's not an activated effect. When he sends this card to the graveyard, it's not an activated effect. It's like a passing effect. So they can't negate him not. They cannot negate Time Star sending him to the graveyard. So it's gonna get. He can't even save himself. They can't even save himself for it. They have to initially negate the activation of this card. So when you turn it over, and then you activate a card, if they don't negate it during that, the send, he dies. So this is the second, maybe third most powerful card in the deck. You search it off of Double Iris, and it's great. So I kind of just wanted to explain that. I didn't want this to be a super long video. You know the cards. I want to do a small, very quick combo to kind of show you guys what you want to end on and what your ideal boards are. To kind of explain, what you want to see in the deck or what you want to happen. So what you want to do, your hand could be anything. It doesn't matter. But for the sake of this video, we're going to limit you a little bit. Just so that you can see how versatile this deck can be. So you'll start with these two. I've never ever drawn into Odd Eyes, so don't worry about that. This is a 2-card combo. Obviously you'll have more than 2, but let's just say you start with this, and that. Those don't matter, but you know what? We'll do you one even better. Yeah, we'll do 2 combos. One with Shadow's Light, one without it. So you start with these. Okay. Activate this. You're going to send Darkworm to the graveyard. If I can find him. Darkworm goes to the graveyard. Darkworm special summons himself. You will summon either another one of these, or you will summon this. This is already in your hand, so you can't summon it. You can go ahead and summon another Supreme Gate, just so I can show you his effect. So now you have 2 of these. You scales 1, destroy itself, and it will put the donut right there. And we all love that donut. Again, I can't find the donut. So okay, so the donut goes into the scale. Right? Now, he has a cheeky little effect that when there is a Supreme Gate 0 Pendulum card, so there's only 2 in the game, there's 0 and Infinity. And when they're here, you can send one of ZARC's pieces to the graveyard and special summon him and attack a defense mode. What that means, you can send one of these 3, to the graveyard. You send one of these to the graveyard, and then you special him. That's fine. Them being in the grave doesn't stop you from summoning ZARC. Don't worry. So you special summon him. You got these 2 in the field. His effect will allow you to special summon this. ZARC is active. That's it. You could stop there, and now ZARC will be. You could activate ZARC on their turn. You could literally stop there. You've only special summoned twice. You don't get hit by Nibiru. You can stop there. You have 3 cards in your hand. You could stop there. But why? Why would we do that? So, you set that. You link off to this. Now, this is why I told you don't want to do too much. You don't want to, you really want to get both those off. You link with her. You have this in your hand. These are some good cards. You could have normal summoned to extend, but let's just pretend you're not going to normal summon. So, I would suggest grabbing Harmonizing so we can combo extend. We can do something crazy. So you grab Harmonizing. And I'm going to show you about a little something and why. If he's in your hand, you can bomb on their turn. You scale that. This is your hand. You go 1. We're not going to know 1. 2. You're going first. If you're going second, summon 2 monsters in different types. Excuse me. Summon 2 monsters to each of her scales, different levels, and it'll destroy 2 cards in the field. Cool little way to pop some stuff in case you're in a pinch. You can summon both or summon 1. It doesn't matter. Up to you. You got that. Harmonizing effect will trigger. And at this point, just whatever you want to go into. If you want to go into level 7 synchro, you can. Level 8. We're going to go into level 8. But so here we have our optimal board. So we got 3. That's 5 pieces. We're gonna here we got 1, 2. Yeah, I will show you something. We're going to normal summon to end on this. We're going to end on the board. So what you want to do? You want to X these. Overlay. Leave that there. And then you link into Exceed the Pendulum. You sacrifice Beyond. And Odd Eyes Vortex for her. Odd Eyes Vortex effect will trigger. We are Odd Eyes Absolution, excuse me. We know he comes. And then she has 2 effects. She'll be able to add a face-up card from the extra deck to your hand. So you get this back. This is in your hand, by the way. This is your hand. So that comes back, and then she can special summon from the graveyard. You need to do that to activate ZARC. So I'm gonna bring him back because this trap card won't work if there's not a level 25 on the field. So this is your field right now. Kind of a little cluttery, but let's clean it up a bit. What we want to do, you could at this point you could synchro summon, but your synchros are not that strong. A stronger card would be this. So you could synchro if you want to, but I don't think you should. So XYZ overlay, right? Overlay that. Activate his effect to add a dark to your hand. Right? So what you can do, in fact, instead of using that, use her. We will synchro, and I'll give you a little quick combo. There's a way that we can work something here. We can pull off something kind of crazy. So this is your hand. So we're kind of in a dilemma because if we normal here, then we can't synchro, and then if we normal this, we'll special summon and lose this normal summon. So you're gonna have to synchro first. We can't do both. You could do one or the other. So at this point, the way you can go about this, you could either normal summon and get Skokaback's effect, which don't waste it. You're just wasting extra. You can save this for turn 2. At this point, I would just normal that. And then what you can do, if you want to pop that card, you can go into the synchro, but we're not going to do that. That's just an option. So you go into this. Or you could synchro into the other one I told you, Draco, and then he'll destroy him, which will search this. That's up to you. You know, it's pretty versatile. You don't have to go that way, but I would just go this way. Go like that. And then this is what's in your hand. You can activate his effect just to grab an extra card. And then he'll special summon this from your hand. Just like that. Whichever one. It doesn't matter. It's a level 7 or lower. So you could summon that if you want. You know, we're doing good. We have crazy card advantage right now, but right now we're just trying to get to the point where we XYZ. These two go to the graveyard. I gotta work on making my videos shorter. So, and then now you have this. So we got 2 Omni Negates and more card advantage. I would have liked to make this, but here's the catch. This needs to stay there. So when you use Magician of Hope's effect, make sure you're using on this, and I'll show you why. These 2 have to stay on the field. We can just end here. This is it. This card is not here. This is your end board. This is a good end board. We have 1 card in hand, 2 scales, 2 Omni Negates, a special summon from the graveyard, and 2 cards for utility. Their turn. What you want to do, you have 2 negates. Negate whatever you want. You have a graveyard special, right? So maybe you want to special summon this. I don't know. Because they'll probably destroy it. This is still in your hand. Now what you're going to... You can. It doesn't really matter. But wait until you do that. So what you want to do, before you special summon that, tribute this. We're going to get our ZARC. Let's just pretend we pay cost. We summon ZARC. ZARC wipes the field, right? You summon ZARC in the middle of their combo. This card will special summon from the Pendulum Zone right here, copying the level of any card on the field. Obviously, you copy this. 4 plus 4 is 8. This is a tuner. Bam, just like that. Regeki. So double board wipe. That's a double board wipe. You board wipe with ZARC if they survive for some godforsaken reason. Pray they don't. Now you got a double board wipe. And that's just off of this card. And then you can special summon from the graveyard with Exceed the Pendulum. You would have done that before that, because once you do that, Exceed won't activate. So before you activate this one, before you activate this, activate Exceed the Pendulum, because once this card and the other scale is gone, Exceed won't resolve. And this is your end board. 2 Regekis, a random card for future combos, 2 Omni Negates. One of them is protective in practically everything. ZARC, and they lose. You know, if they Dark Ruler you, you can't do anything though. I have 2 Solemn Judgments. I'm considering running those to protect my board builds, but for the most part, yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. This was a lot longer than I expected it to be. Just bear with me. I'll get better at talking less. I prefer long form content, but not with my Yu-Gi-Oh videos. So I kind of want my other stuff to be long, but with these, it's a passion project again. I love doing it. I love Yu-Gi-Oh. I've been playing it since I was a teenager. I will play it to the day I die. I'll be some old guy in a card shop playing Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, this is my deck profile. Wish me luck. I will be back with my results, and then I'll probably chill on the Yu-Gi-Oh videos for now. But I'm going tomorrow, and I'm just kind of excited about it. So I just want to talk about it. In any case, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Rating out.